Ever After, a Once Upon a Time in Wonderland podcast, Season 1, Episode 11, Heart of the Matter. I am your host, Molly Southgate, and with me is
Martha Southgate
and Rob South.
So, in this episode, Cyrus and Alice uncover alarming information, while the knave must surrender information to Jafar in order to help the Red Queen.
Yeah.
Okay, was this show as scary for you? This episode?
No!
Last week, you had
You had
episode
nightmares.
10 was a bit traumatic, right?
That's
Yeah.
the first time ever.
Well, you didn't have nightmares because you
I
just
never
couldn't
have
fall
nightmares.
asleep.
Yes.
I have nightmares.
Well, I loved that episode, but that was
There's a
had
snake
the
rolling
great
a
amount of
donut,
creepy.
and I can't get to my class in high school, and I'm out of coffee. All nightmares.
No.
No.
So I did not think this one was scary. It had some tense moments, but I didn't think it was as scary as last week.
Right. It did show Nyx in this one again. You did cover your eyes for a second there
Yes.
because you thought maybe that woman in the Well of Wonders was going to do something.
Well, they only showed it in last
Right.
the synopsis for what happened last, like the recap.
Right, but she still covered her eyes, just in case.
Yeah, because she's kind of...
Oh, she's really cool.
She's
The
cool
makeup
and
on her and
creepy.
everything is.
I think the makeup's creepy.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why...
Now, I liked how this one started. They were in Underland again. I love Underland. I love that idea.
I love all the costumes and stuff. Do you?
Do they all wear underwear?
It's under Wonderland.
Wonderland? Wonderoos? Is that what they're in?
Yep.
I
Underwears.
want to make a comment about Caterpillar.
Well, this is the place for you to make that comment, so.
He was wearing a fez,
Yes!
and fezzes are cool.
No, bow ties are cool.
I wonder if
Bow ties are cooler.
the caterpillar is actually Doctor Who in disguise.
That could be.
And then I would like him. Immediately I would like the caterpillar.
Uh-huh. So, okay,
He
so
does say, "Who are you?" doesn't he?
Uh-huh.
so favorite moments
Favorite
in
moments.
Underland. I loved Tiny Alice.
Okay, that's
Alice?
what I wrote down. Alice is tiny. That's the first time we've seen that happen on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know in the story she eats like cake and shrinks down to this little tiny Alice. And this time there she was.
Drink Me makes her small, and then
Eat Me
the
makes me big?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then the cookie makes her big.
That was cool.
In the
though.
Disney movie.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
in the books too. Or she changes size
Yeah.
by eating things.
Uh-huh.
Like she eats the mushroom, part of the mushroom that makes
Right.
her grow.
Uh-huh.
So different things have different effects. So that was cool that she did that. And then she stole the compass,
Mhm.
which is that
Yeah.
compass that we saw. We've seen that one pop up a few
What
times.
does the compass do?
She was baby Alice.
What does the compass do?
Point in the direction of Cyrus's mother.
Yeah.
Right. Does the compass always point just to Cyrus's mother?
Yes.
Well, I
Yes.
thought that they used it to point to Alice before, but no, those
No, it
were
was
the
the
wishes
jewelry
or
things,
something.
yeah.
Okay. I was a little confused
No,
there.
it only points to his mother.
Wow. So that's how they
Otherwise,
figured it out.
Alice would be his mother, and that would be kind of weird.
That would be very weird. What were some of your other favorite scenes?
I really liked when the Queen of Hearts was introduced to the Tweedles.
Oh, not the
yeah.
Queen of Hearts.
No,
The
it was
Red Queen.
the Red
Oh, yes,
Queen.
yeah, I meant. And when we got to see the Queen of Hearts for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Now,
the Red Queen.
the Queen of Hearts, we've been confused on this show
Yeah.
before where we
Mhm.
thought they were the same, but now we know two different
Uh-huh.
people.
She just was her
And-
mentor.
Yeah.
She trained her. She taught her
Uh-huh.
how to be the Red Queen.
How
Yeah.
to do the magic. That was really
Exactly.
cool. And the other thing is, the Red Queen, the Queen of Hearts.
Why don't we just call her Anastasia? Let's just call the Red Queen Anastasia through this
Okay.
episode.
Okay.
To make it less confusing.
But I was actually talking about the Queen of Hearts.
Right.
So we could call her Barbara Hershey because that's who it was.
Okay.
The Queen of Hearts is actually on Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
We just haven't gotten there yet.
Right.
Yeah.
She shows up in the second season, which we haven't gotten to
Uh-huh.
yet. So this was really cool that it's Barbara Hershey playing her in both shows.
Yeah.
There she was doing her thing. Now we see a little bit more of the root of the evil magic.
Well, and when Anastasia met the Queen of Hearts, she was dressed in white. She was dressed in, every time they'd show her, she'd be in a different, she was not in red.
Right. Now,
And
she
then-
wasn't exactly innocent because she had
No.
already left Will at
Yeah.
that point and was already doing some bad things, but
Mm-hmm.
she was not nearly the Red Queen yet
No.
at that point.
And I loved when Anastasia met the Tweedles for the first time.
Yeah.
And she said,
What are your names?
Yeah, and what'd they say?
We don't have any names.
Right.
Just the Tweedles.
But she still didn't call him Tweedledum or Tweedledee. I was hoping that she'd say...
in the credits, they didn't say...
Right, they
don't
just call them
that
Tweedles.
number 1 and number 2.
Right. Well, and they might not be Tweedledum and Tweedledee. They're just Tweedles.
Because Tweedles could be a...
well, there's more than one we saw, or more than the two, because we've seen other Tweedles in
so
here.
it could be a race of people. Like,
Right.
Wait, no, I've only seen 2. What
no,
about...
in like the first episode of this, there were a bunch of them standing together at one point.
Oh.
All those guys with that David Bowie makeup across their face. Yeah. So that's like a race or just a group of people that all are the Tweedles.
But those 2 Tweedles, one of them works for Jafar.
Right.
Now, and one of them works for the Red Queen.
Right.
Anastasia, I mean.
Right.
So, okay, one of my favorite scenes was when Jafar and the Jabberwocky were trying to get information out of Will. And, Jafar was trying to make the spell work, and he got Will out of the bottle, and he said, "What are you doing?
Right.
Why are you stopping me?" Yeah, because he couldn't make the spell work.
Right, the Jabberwocky's like, let me take care of this.
And she kept circling him, trying to read his mind. And what were some of his fears? He said, "Well, I can make this easy for you. I'm afraid of
raisins. Not grapes. I'm fine with grapes. Getting a stubbed head. What were his other ones?
Water.
Water, yeah.
I can't remember. I didn't write them all down, but I thought that was funny. And but the Jabberwocky couldn't read his mind.
Yeah.
Right.
And she said, "There's something wrong here. Somebody's working magic."
Now, did you know what was wrong? Because I knew immediately.
I did not.
Because we've talked about it before. He doesn't have a heart.
Yes,
and that's what comes out here is she can't do it because he doesn't have a heart. But I knew that was what was different about him. That's why she couldn't read his mind, because she's not just mind reading, she actually reads fear.
Yeah, she reads their feelings.
And if he doesn't have a heart, he doesn't have any feelings, he's not afraid, and he's indifferent, which he has been. Mm-hmm. So that's why she couldn't, but that was really cool. And I love the Jabberwocky. I love that character.
Yeah, except I actually kind of like her.
What don't you like?
The Jabberwocky?
Is it she's scary or?
Creepiness.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's still good.
Because that's a fun kind of...
It's like Frankenstein. I love Frankenstein, and he's a big creep.
No, he's not. He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
At least in the Munsters.
On the Munsters.
Yes.
He is. Darn.
He's just misunderstood. Is that what you're saying?
So he's not bad. He was just made that way because he's Frankenstein, and they made him.
Yeah, so he's not. He got a
that
diseased
joke
brain. He got a diseased brain.
Right. It's from Abby Normal.
So, let me think. Okay, so favorite line.
Favorite line. I want to say this one.
I have a few.
There were a few, but my favorite line in the whole episode was one that the Red Queen said.
Okay.
She says, "In the wrong hands, you'd be surprised what magic can do."
Oh,
I love when she said that, because it once again, it's one of those great lines that it goes across the whole series. When she said it, it's like, I get that.
Yeah.
I get what's going on. That was really good, because when she said it, it would be foreshadowing, but we've already seen everything that's happened so far. So it just was kind of an all-encompassing line. I thought that was great.
I liked Jafar's dad when he was talking
Babu
to the Red Queen, to Anastasia, and he said, "We create our own prisons."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was good too.
That line.
Because she was saying...
Did he have to make his own prison? Oh my gosh, he had to, how could he make it if there's no floor there, so.
He means
it was
in his
figurative.
Mind. Yeah, he means
no, I was just making a joke that he had to make his cell.
I get it. I thought you were serious.
Right.
Okay.
Mom is very literal.
I'm very literal.
So yeah, I like that, because she said to Jafar's dad, "You must really hate him for putting you in this cell and trapping you here." And he says, I think we've trapped each other.
Exactly.
He's as much my prisoner as I am his. That was really
Very
cool.
True.
Yeah.
And he is.
And then...
Otherwise, he would have killed him already, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can't. He needs him to say that Jafar is his son.
And after Cyrus and Alice get to Anastasia, because they go to help her, they break into the castle in order to find her. And Anastasia says to Alice, she says, Alice, if you can save Will, you can save Wonderland.
Right.
And I thought that was a really exciting line.
Well, and they also played with the whole thing of how, like, Will and their perspective on the Red Queen is that she flipped. Will really believes that she flipped and she sold him out for her own gain to the Jabberwocky. But we were seeing here, as he's saying that, you can see Anastasia has turned a corner. She's saying, how can you believe this?
Right.
Don't you understand what I'm doing?
Yeah.
That was really cool. I also liked when he asked her, what point, when Jafar uses his spell, and you can change the past, what point do you want to take it away? Is it when you've already betrayed me and gone to the Red King? Is it when we first get to Wonderland? And what did she say? Where did she say she wanted to change it?
When we went through the mirror.
Yeah, before they went through the mirror. Because she said we had all the magic we needed.
Yes.
Because they were in love, and they were naming the stars, and they were sappy, and blah, blah, blah.
And he named all the stars.
Anastasia.
Yeah.
So my last favorite line was, of course, when Alice said, "Curiouser." And
that's right. That was the best.
Because I say that all the time.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
a
one of
classic
my favorite.
Alice line. Well, I like how she said it, too, because it wasn't obvious. It was kind of like when they got to Storybrooke and she just went, "Curiouser and Curiouser." It was like, wow, that is part of her language. That is part of Alice's vernacular. That it wasn't, it felt really organic.
And it wasn't
like
meant
really
for anyone
there.
else to hear.
Yeah.
She said it sort of under her breath, and it was just sort of her looking around going, "Curiouser and Curiouser," as cars are going by. And she's thinking, what is this world we've entered into?
So that was cool.
Let's talk about Storybrooke for a second.
Yes, they went to Storybrooke.
The White Rabbit and Cyrus and Alice come out. Boy, does he make a mess.
Yes.
Who's coming to clean up the rabbit's holes?
Hello.
Because he's the one. Is it the Charmin Bear? He's the one making these big craters in town right there in the street. It's like, who's going to clean that up? Crazy. So
the Department of Transportation is going to come fill the potholes.
Yeah.
Right. So you see, we've seen the White Rabbit and Will in Storybrooke.
Yes.
So we know that they're aware of it. I forgot that Alice had never been to Storybrooke. We saw her in the outside
she
London
just knew of
world
it.
that she's from.
She knew of it, but she
didn't know of the modern world, though.
Right.
Yeah.
And Cyrus had no idea. So that was really cool.
Because Cyrus just lives in Agrabah, and that was about 1,000 years ago.
Right. So I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, this is his first experience with...
And then he was turning the lights on and off.
Right, his first experience with modern age. He's playing with the light switch.
I have a comment to make about this scene. We have nieces that were adopted from Africa, and they had never felt anything cold.
Right.
They had never seen a refrigerator. They had never seen electricity and water faucets. It was extremely
hard,
exciting for them to come into a home, and that's all they did for days was turn on and off the lights,
the light switches,
open the refrigerator and close it 1,000,000 times.
Exactly
flush
what Cyrus
the toilets.
was doing.
So when I'm watching this, I was picturing our nieces and kind of watching that through their eyes, and getting to see it.
And like Alice went up to the refrigerator and she pushed the thing and ice came out. She's like, "What magic is this?"
Yeah,
that was great.
And my nieces,
there's ice in this bag.
And my nieces had never experienced ice.
Yeah.
In Africa, where they were from, they had never felt anything even cold.
Right.
So very, very interesting. They had no refrigeration.
Now,
so
this winter, they felt plenty that was
yes,
cold.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
But it was just interesting for me personally to watch that scene and imagine my two nieces going through that.
Right.
So it's kind of
cool.
fun for me. But I loved the picture of Anastasia.
Yeah, the
what
drawing
did it
of
have
her.
Yeah,
in it?
it had a dart at it.
Yeah, he was throwing the darts. Now, that was cool, too. When Alice threw the dart really hard at the wall because she figured out where Will's heart was.
Yeah, what did you see?
two guys thought that it was going to be in the Evil Queen's underground chamber. Right.
I thought it was going to be in the
I
mayor.
thought it was going to be with the Red Queen.
Right. Because
the Queen of Hearts.
Right. But they had the Evil Queen had it down in the chamber under the mausoleum in Once Upon a Time. So you guys thought it was there. I said, well, not necessarily, but I thought what you said is right, that the Queen of Hearts would have it, and I couldn't figure out what was happening there. But now I remember, wasn't there a reference in the first or second episode where he said he got his heart back?
Yeah. I thought Alice got it back for him, but he didn't want to put it in.
That's right. And then he hid it in that wall.
That's why he stayed with her, because he owed her.
Right,
I
for getting
think
his heart
my
back.
memory
Something
serves.
like that.
Yeah.
So he had the heart, and when she threw that dart at it, you saw the red light glow through the wall.
No. When she threw the dart at it, the dart at it, she took it out, and it hit, and you saw the red light go.
Yeah.
You were just saying she threw it, and you saw the red light go.
Right, but she pulled it out to see
When
the red
she
light.
sat through the hole.
And then Cyrus bashed a hole in it, and there it was. It was one of those boxes very similar to what the Evil Queen has. The mayor of Storybrooke.
The mayor, yeah.
Well, she's the Evil Queen.
Yeah, but she has it under her dad's crypt thing in the mausoleum.
Yep.
Right.
So I bet he asked her to give
But
it
she
back.
has a whole lot of them under there.
Right.
So I'm wondering what's going on there. Are they connected? Is she and the
you said
Queen of Hearts? Like, is it her daughter? I thought
said
maybe
that during the show.
the Queen of Hearts was her mom or something.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure,
I don't
although
know.
she
And
did
I
say...
think she's only ripped out one heart.
No, the whole wall was full of them.
Yeah, the Evil Queen had a whole wall of them.
I thought if the Queen of Hearts was her mom, then of course she would be having walls and walls of them. Well, but her daughter might only have one.
Right.
One wall. Yeah.
No, not one wall. One
heart.
Well,
yes.
I don't know. See that. I think we got to get
that
further
she destroyed.
We need to get further in Once Upon a Time,
right?
In order to know that, maybe,
right?
We don't have enough information.
But we're definitely getting some clues here. There's a lot of stuff going on. I kind of think that she's not her daughter. I kind of think that it might be magic that these evil queens all kind of have the ability to do. But you might be right. That might be an interesting take on it.
Well, they look similar.
When she made reference to the dad, the Queen of Hearts made reference to her husband, I should say, and about how he doesn't approve of all that. Well, think about it. He was involved. We saw him with the Evil Queen, and that was one of the things that really tipped her scale was when he died. So maybe he was, the nurturing one and everything, and when he died, that's when she blossomed into the Evil Queen.
I don't know. We're going to, like I said, I think we have to get further in Once Upon a Time in order to get some of those answers, because we haven't even seen the Queen of Hearts yet on Once Upon a Time.
Right. Now, I did catch one funny thing. When they were in Storybrooke, did you see the name of the nightclub?
No.
The White Rabbit looked up at a nightclub and they showed
Yeah. The rabbit something.
The Rabbit Hole.
Oh,
Was the name of the nightclub.
Funny.
That was a good name.
So what?
And he's like, ooh.
Yeah.
And I thought he was walking towards it, but he was actually walking towards the apartment.
Right. Yeah, he was going to the Will's apartment, but maybe Will's apartment's above the rabbit hole. That would make sense.
Right. So Alice and Cyrus have the heart, and they get the White Rabbit to run off to save him, because Jafar comes up.
Well, this is when they're back in Wonderland.
When Cyrus, and they're holding the box with the heart in it, and Cyrus realizes at that point that the compass
is pointing to the staff. Okay,
staff.
did you notice the eyes on the staff?
It was glowing. It was glowing yellow.
Usually
they were red.
They
were red until he held it up towards Cyrus, and then all of a sudden they switched to yellow, and then it started resisting Jafar.
Because that mother, there's no way a mother would would hurt their child. Like,
Right.
Yeah. So she was able to overtake his magic.
Even if she turned a little wiggy there. And,
she was a little wiggy.
Yeah, she was a little. But
And
she
then
was
she
wiggy
said
because
That's a nice way to put it.
she was wiggy because maybe she lost her 3 sons.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I think that's right.
So Jafar then realizes that the staff isn't going to work for him any longer, and he runs off with the heart and leaves them with the staff.
Yeah.
And then I loved the scene where Alice is, she's holding the compass, and Cyrus is going around her in a circle and saying, "Is it following?"
Right.
And then he puts it in the ground and walks, and it's still true, right?
Pointing
and
right at
Mom,
the
you had the
snake.
funniest line here.
What was it?
You did.
I did?
Yes. And you said, "What? He just stuck his mother in the ground."
Right.
That's what you said.
So I thought this was a really good episode, and
Well, it's not over. There's still a couple more points we got to talk about. First of all, we now have something that's going to lead us into the next couple episodes here, which is how are they going to get Cyrus's mother to turn back outside of that staff?
Yeah, how are they going to get her out of there?
Because they can't
That's
just
an
leave
issue.
her as a staff.
And he can't really have a relationship.
Right.
With her
He
in
wants
there.
to cuddle her.
Yeah.
Although she can't try to get his loose teeth out, so maybe she should stay as a staff.
Yeah.
I would just knock you right in on
Oh, as a staff. Conk.
I would that would be the perfect mother for a child with loose teeth.
Right.
She could just knock them right out of you.
The other thing is, we didn't talk about the big ending. Jafar goes back with Jabberwocky, and they stick the heart back into Will.
Oh, yes.
Now he's feeling, and what does Jafar do? Because now he goes, you feel now. Let's just
Oh my
prove
gosh,
it.
how was I ending this? I completely
Like the
based
biggest
on
thing.
the biggest thing ever, and I'm
And what
very
did
upset
Jafar
about
do?
it. What happened?
Killed Anastasia.
How?
I didn't look. I didn't.
You
Oh, you
closed
weren't
eyes.
looking. He stabbed her in the back,
He stabbed her in the
Yeah.
back.
like kind
Now-
of the side.
Now, this brings up another really important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right away after that happened, one of you, I don't remember
Molly.
which one, said, well, what happens now? Are they going to bring her back?
Yeah.
This brings up the rules of magic, which were laid out for us again. They've said them before.
Yeah, they said them
but
again
they made
in
it
this
really
episode.
clear here. Do you remember what the 3 rules of magic are?
We can't make people fall in love.
Right.
We can't
Change time.
change time.
Change the past.
Yeah, change the past.
And
We can't make people rise from the dead.
right.
So is Anastasia really?
No. Well of Wonders.
Well, no. Well of Wonders did not bring their mother back from the dead. They cured the
Well,
mother.
Anastasia isn't dead yet.
What?
Well, you're right. We didn't see that she's officially
We never saw
dead.
her officially die.
Yeah,
we just
she
saw
was
her
at
laying there dying.
Right.
If they
So the
can
Well of
go
Wonders
fast,
could. Or what I was thinking is, let's remember, the whole point of this with Jafar with the genies is to have that power to turn time back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe something will happen that'll turn time back far enough. Doesn't even have to be all the
so
way
that
back.
none of that would have happened.
So that
Yeah.
she's not killed. That might be what's
Well,
happening.
the only problem is that if they have to go back to when Jafar would want to go back, that could be like 1,000 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't know what the play is going to be here. But now Will has his heart back in, which means now they can do the magic. He can do the magic. That's what was holding him up from doing this trick
So this is
to
very
turn
bad.
time back. So even though the rules of magic say you can't change the past, the one thing that can break that rule is when they have all 3 genies. And
right,
here it
and
is.
that's going to be bad for everybody.
Ooh.
If Jafar actually pulls this off.
Yeah. Wow.
So it'll be interesting to see what the Jabberwocky does. If she then, now that he's
Yeah, because
got
I
it
think
up-
she's working against Jafar.
Oh, of course she is.
But I don't think she's working. I think she's only working for her own gain.
Yeah,
at
and
this
she's
point.
more powerful than he is.
Who?
Right. Jabberwocky. In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Now
so,
that he's lost his staff, that's going to be a big thing.
yeah, it's going to be
That's gonna
interesting
play into
to
this.
see.
Yeah.
And if they can bring that woman back,
And I think the mother, I think she is because from years of being a staff, I think she's turning a little better.
well,
I'm
and
hoping.
she was more powerful than Jafar most of the time.
Right. At the end,
so
he took over. But
I wonder if she's been listening all this time
right.
and knows all his
she
secrets.
Knows everything.
And then when they bring her back, she's then go and take over Jafar and stop him and then get her sons back because her sons are in there.
Right.
So so she needs to free her other two boys.
There's a lot going on here.
Can we do all this in 2 episodes?
Let's hope so. If not, it'll have to bleed over into Once Upon a Time, I have a feeling. Because there's no way they're going to leave all these storylines just floating out there. It's got to be resolved. So let's end it.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, everybody. This has been Ever After in Wonderland, a Once Upon a Time in Wonderland podcast. And you can follow us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram, on Twitter, at rsouthgate or at SMG Pods. You can also go to our website, which is
www.southgatemediagroup.com.
Correct. And you can see all the past episodes of this show, of our regular Ever After show, of Cuckoo for Who, and all 24 other Southgate Media Group podcasts that are currently available there. Lots and lots of stuff to listen to and enjoy. And please get in a conversation with us. Send us emails. Tweet us. Our email is southgatemediagroup@gmail.com. We love to hear from you, hear your theories, hear your ideas. Rate us on iTunes. Rate us on Stitcher. It all helps, and it helps other people find this show and our other shows. That's it. Let's end this thing the way every great fairy tale ends.
Happily ever after.
The end.
If you would like to donate to help pay for this and other Southgate Media Group podcasts, simply go to our website, southgatemediagroup.com, and click on the donate button. It can be as little as $1 or as much as you want. Help keep this fun going by supporting this and our other shows. Thanks again for listening, everyone. You're the best fans in the world.